These corner sections here for removing the back plate is a bitch. A bitch with a capital B. Oh my God. Welcome people, welcome back. You don't know, it's your boy Kamani Brown, right? And now we're continuing into episode 3 of this controller modding series for the PlayStation 5. Now, yet again, this is the DualSense Edge controller. We're starting off with the easiest mods with the most expensive controller. So we're starting off from one extreme end to the other, right? Now, we started off with the paddles here, these golden metal paddles from ExtremeRate, and these smoky black transparent sticks from ExtremeRate yet again. Now, continuing down the line with, you guessed it, ExtremeRate yet again. Now, this is a little more advanced mod here. I'm warning you guys, easing you into it, right? Now we're just going to do a simple change of the faceplate here and the back plate. Now, if you guys saw my unboxing video and my year in review video, you know how to pull off this back plate. It's pretty simple. There's a quick release switch right here. You pull that, everything flies up and you get in there. But before we do that, let's see what's in the box. Pretty standard, pretty simple affair here. You get this here, which of course is the faceplate and the back plate. A plastic pry tool, nice little addition here, and of course a gamer manual which they send with every one of their products. But yeah, right, so let's just throw that aside there for a second here and get into the bag here. Now this is more of a chameleon color, right? Now this is a faceplate, the back plate. This here is an extra release switch for the controller. I don't know why there's an extra one, but we'll soon find out. Now this is a chameleon blue kind of color here. It's sort of two-tone. At certain angles it changes to purple, and in other angles it's blue, various shades of blue and purple. It's pretty cool actually, and gives this nice iridescent kind of thing. I love this actually. It's pretty wild. It looks better than in the pictures actually. But I'm working my way up. Now, before I touch on the plate itself, right? Something of note here. In my year in review, I actually didn't mention any form of discoloration. I was wrong. I don't know if it was just the timing or something, but all of a sudden, I don't know if I was jinxed, but someone in the comments mentioned these things getting yellow over time. And lo and behold, a month or two later after doing the video, yes, this thing is discoloring. No, this is changing, not quite yellow yet, but it's more brown, right? It's actually starting to look a bit gross. So yet again, easing into the mods, starting off with these. I'm actually going to change everything here, and those will come in future episodes of this series, of course. But just to let you guys know, these things are going to discolor, and the reason being, this part of the controller is actually more of a rubber texture, rubber material compared to the hard plastic finish on the rest of it. So unlike the original DualSense controllers, the edge will look nasty after a period of time. Of course, your mileage will vary. I live in a hot and humid climate here in Jamaica, and that's about that. Now let's get straight into the faceplates. Now yet again, quick release button here. I have no fingernails, so let's pull this and it pops right up and off. It was so eager to get off there. This, simply put it on. You have two slots right here. Let's not rush into this. You stick that in, press it down, and use your two thumbs there. Easiest installation ever. It's probably even easier than these. But first impression, people, this looks sick. I mean, it's incomplete. I'm not done with the modifications yet. This is just episode 3. But this is pretty sick. Already, I love it more than this. But yeah, I love how this looks already. I love this chameleon finish. Now let's get into this. Now, you'll have to remove these, of course. Put these aside. And this is where you start to get into more technical territory. Now this is going to require a pry tool, of course, and you're actually going to start. Now, mistake here, peeps. I actually got a bit eager in putting on the faceplate. Now, you're actually not supposed to do that yet if you're changing both at the same time. So let's just pop this off here. And to remove the back plate, you're actually going to start at one of these corners here, right where you have the release latches for the controller stick modules. And you're going to start to pry it off. I'm not going to lie, people, this is your first time doing this. It's going to be a bit rough, especially since this part of the controller is a bit slick, a bit on the slippery side. But as you work your way along, you're actually going to be hearing it pop off. These satisfying clicks is what you want to hear. Now, yet again, be careful. It's very slippery, very slick. Of course, a plastic pry tool is preferred. Prevents any form of damage to you and the controller itself. And you simply work your way around. Alright, and then you rip it off. Now, people, something of note here before I continue. These corner sections here for removing the back plate is a bitch. A bitch with a capital B. Right? Trust me, this may give you a couple of cuts and bruises as this thing slips and slides around. These corner areas, like my best advice to you, once you get up one side, and you get about to this portion, just grab it with your fingernail and just rip it a bit. Gently, of course, not too hard. You don't want to break the clips. But you simply just give that little tug and then freeze it up around this portion. You come around with the pry tool some more. Once you get to here, you may have a little fight yet again with the corners, but with a little bit of elbow grease, you'll get it open. Once you overcome these two corners, removing this thing is pretty simple. Wow. That gave some trouble, people. Now, just to show you guys the old versus the new. Now, the old one yet again started to discolor after about a year and about 2 months of use. I don't know why after about the first year they suddenly just started to change color, but yeah, it's starting to look gross. Put that aside here. This is a new plate, and surprisingly it actually comes, I didn't even notice this, it actually gets rid of the black pinstripes altogether now. So it should look pretty seamless. Now let's put it back together again, like Humpty Dumpty. And you're going to be going in reverse order, of course, using the back panel. Now, of course, you're going to want to be paying attention to these clips here, right here on the back. You have several clips. Be careful not to break them, okay? So ensure to line them up, especially these protruding ones here in the back. Line them up with the holes here. Get those lined up first. Make sure you get them, especially like this one. I'm not sure if you can see it through the light, but these two, the two furthest ones here, you want to line those up first in the holes. Just like that. Pop it right in. Pay attention to those holes. Pop it in. And it just goes right in. Make sure everything clicks into place. Now this is a very well put together controller, people. Like, just make sure that when this thing is done, there are no noticeable gaps here. And that's the thing I love about ExtremeRate products, at least so far. Their things are high quality made. They use pretty well designed molds. So, I mean, everything gets an OEM finish, and I see no gaps here, despite how infuriatingly hard this thing was to pry off, yo, especially in these corners here. These clips suck in this corner, but anyway, let's get the faceplate on. This is just a simple drag and drop. Of course, you pay attention to these slots here in the front and these clips here. You simply stick them in, press the two thumbs, and it is on. And that's it. I mean, I love this already. I love the two-tone. Well, it's three-tone now if you count the black, but I love this already, yo. This, I mean, with the gold paddles, it's not really so much. It's more of a Frankenstein finish. But this is not the final finish, people. I have other colored stuff on the way to mix and match. But just to show you guys the process of how easy or hard this thing is to mod. Now, that's it. This is episode 3 of the controller mod series. I love this blue chameleon color faceplate here. It really does add a touch of unique character. Yes, everything's a bit mix and match with the smoky colored sticks here, the gold paddles, and the chameleon colored faceplate here. It's a vibe though, but everything will come together in the end, people. But this is it. I'm done with the DualSense Edge for now. I'll pick this up later on, but next up we're moving on to the regular DualSense people here, the commoners. Just kidding, people. I'm not calling anybody commoners here. We're all big people here. We're all people of value. Really and truly, most people have the regular DualSense controller, so I'm not leaving you guys out. Coming up next, I'm going to show you guys how to get extra buttons for a fraction of the price of this thing. Really and truly, you'll be surprised that you really and truly don't need the DualSense Edge controller. It's a very nice controller. I love it. I have no regrets yet again for purchasing it. But if you're on a budget, you know, to use a screwdriver and a pry tool, and they have some patience, really and truly, this thing, it's about $150 that you don't need to spend and can be better spent elsewhere. I have no clue what this extra release button is for, because here it is, it's still here, and it's still pretty functional. So I don't know why they gave it. It still works, no problem. Everything has a OEM finish here. I have no clue, but that's it. Thanks for tuning in once again, people. This concludes episode 3. And you don't know, I'll appreciate a like, subscribe, and of course, hitting that little notification bell so you know when the next video is out. Coming up is episode 4. We're moving on to the DualSense OG version, the original DualSense, not leaving you guys out. So stay tuned for those mods. See you guys in the next one. Peace out and take care.